mtu msaliti ni petro sheria mna kwao wazimu pia na hao furaha sio mfano ukabila ndio kwao hapo shafika kweli na hakika kadiri na shika furaha kwa lahiki ndio mashabiki maji kuziki mimi nafiki hit na dhiki muda mna wiki mimi na himziki split ni mukiki kutafuta ziki kwa makini mfulisi na njima na zili filmi we're talking about a revolution song.
I want to tell you something that most of you who listen to my voice, and there are some of you that have been listening to this voice that I call the most powerful on social media among so-called Black Power Liberation channels. And I dare, and there has been none, that can say that that title is not true. I made my debut on social media December of 2007. And since that time, I have had over 100 channels terminated. This has not been done to nobody on YouTube. There are those who have had channels flagged and terminated, but there has not been an effort by a corporation against one particular individual except Angel Snup Nup 7. Nobody. Nobody. And there's a reason for that. You should wonder, why would a corporation like Google actually take the time to concentrate on a person that you say nobody is watching, nobody is paying attention to? Why would you take the time to attempt to silence this voice by the destruction of over 100 channels, including many channels belonging to friends or associates or those of whom you think or thought was aligned or associated with this ministry? Why would Google do that? I am the only one who actually took Google to court. The only one. Everybody else talks about, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. They don't do a damn thing. I'm the only one. So since 2007, 100 channels terminated. And then around 2009, I decided to attempt, and this is probably what put me on Google's destruction sheet that made Google target me. It was really not what I had to say about Caucasian people. It was my effort to attempt to communicate unity with all those on this platform, social media platform. I even went out to actually meet in person some of these YouTube personalities. I am the only one. Listen, I am the only one. And I don't care if it's a YouTube personality or somebody outside of YouTube, whether it's the NAACP, the Nation of Islam, the Black Panther organization, or whoever. I am the only one on social media that has made a sincere, legit effort in order to unite the people of whom I call a soul. I am the only one who has actually represented what we call black unity. I am the only one. Nobody else. I am the only one that tells you outright, I don't care about your belief. I don't care if you are a Muslim or a Christian or a Hebrew or agnostic or atheist or homosexual or whatever you are in this life. I don't care. I am the only one not trying to convert you to some religion or some kind of spirituality or some political belief. I'm the only one that my only concern is your liberation. The only thing I'm looking out for us is I want us to be liberated from an oppressor. No more, no less. I don't want nothing from you. I have never had my videos monetized. I don't ask you for money. I don't ask you to do nothing. I just ask you to think for yourself. That's all I ever ask for you to do. Liberate your mind. Unify with your own. That's the only thing I've ever asked for. Working together. But clearly, these are not interested. I am the only one who have actually shared other people's videos. Even if I don't agree with you, I still share your video with other people. Nobody on social media does that except me. I'm the only one that expressed unity. I'm the only one that show us that we can unite and we can be together in our diversity. Nobody else. But clearly y'all don't want black unity. Clearly you don't want the unity of these dark-skinned people in this country. You don't want it. You want somebody to convert you to something. Make a slave out of you. Use you for your money. View you and see you as a prostitute. What brings me to this brief conversation is that I found a new channel that was interesting. And I was trying to send correspondence. And I still do. And the majority of these people don't respond. Why don't you respond to somebody seeking brotherhood with you? I'm going to tell you. Now, so I'm looking at this channel. And I really didn't take a real good look. But then I noticed they are selling DVDs. They are selling books. It's the same old with this black conscious crap. That's what I'm calling it, crap. Because it does not represent liberation. It represents slavery. Slavery to intellectual masturbation. That's what we call it. A bunch of people who can paraphrase what they read out of a book, but they don't know nothing, are functional illiterate. And these are the ones that y'all support. These are the ones that y'all foam at the mouth about. They selling some kind of book. They selling you something. So they make you feel as though you part of something because you buy their book. DVDs, magazines, whatever. You give them money. And what are these individuals doing? They are filled with self-grandizement. They don't want to hook up with the realities temple. They don't want nothing to do with Angel Snubbed Up 7 because I represent true unity, true diversity, true liberation. There has never been a people who have been liberated watching damn DVDs, reading books all the damn time. These books and these DVDs and this supreme information, all this historical crap that y'all foaming at the mouth about and you articulated does not change and has never changed a condition of an oppressed people. You love getting on a train going on the road to nowhere. These individuals looking for fame, they're looking for celebrity, they're looking for money. Personal, selfish. That's what they're about. So you can't associate with the realities temple because if you begin to examine and listen to what I say, all your books and all your DVDs and all this don't mean nothing. I am not saying that learning history is not good. I'm not saying that learning all this information is not good, but you have your priorities all messed up. We ain't trying to go to no damn school. We trying to be liberated from an oppressor who is killing your children out in the street, that continue to discriminate against you. You have to continue to walk uphill in a nation where life should really be easy, considering the sacrifice and the hell our ancestors and even ourselves today is going through. Y'all love fake folks. These people looking out for themselves. So when I criticize them, the first thing they might say, or you who adore these fakes might say, oh, you a hater. You jealous. You wish you could do what I could do. And what exactly is it that you're doing? What is it that I can do? This is not about I. This is about we. Do you want to be liberated? That is the question. Clearly, it seems as though you don't want to be liberated. Clearly, you seem to be enjoying it as long as you can read a damn book, watch a DVD, go to a debate, and this one is talking about this one, and nothing is resolved because this one will come into the debate and leave the same way they was when they entered the debate, so as the other. There is no changing. And whatever, there's very little that you can see where people change their way of thinking because of a debate. They all looking for slaves. This rostrum does not represent slavery, no form of slavery. You need to be liberated. You need to be free. And that includes free from all gods, aliens, spirits, and spooks, or whatever it is that want to try to control you. You need to be free from that. Otherwise, you might as well just stay where you're at. Enjoy. Pick you a slave massa and get on the plantation and enjoy. And clearly that's what most of you have done and are doing. You just want to find a good slave massa. So if you're just looking for a good slave massa, then this really is not the place to be. These parasites that just want your money, they don't want to associate and unite with my ministry or anybody because that brother might take some of your shine away from you. That sister might take your shine away from you. It's all about celebrity. It's all about me. But at the same time, I thought the ultimate priority, the number one priority, and the thing that I thought that all of us want is, as long as we can, like Dr. King said, get to the mountaintop. I don't care who is leading, as long as we get where we need to go. This one wants to be the leader. That one wants to be the leader. It's all insanity. It's all crazy. Let me go and read my books and watch my DVDs. I've never seen a people so pathetic and pitiful. But since I am a realist, I understand that no matter what you say, no matter what you do to some people, their demise, their destruction will be the ultimate end. So I'm not shocked at your behavior. You're going to get what's coming to you. You're going to get what you pay for. You want DVD knowledge and book and all this historical crap that don't represent liberation, you're going to get what's coming to you. Some people enjoy self-destruction. There are drug addicts who claim they enjoy the destruction they are doing to themselves. They are happy at being a drunk or a drug addict. And this is where we find ourselves right now. Testing. 1, 2. Testing. Seems as though things are going right. I'm going to skip the usual introduction and go right into my topic. And the topic that I've chosen is basically about this NFL kneeling in protest thing. Now, I don't mean, and it is never my intent, to demean or make mockery of anything someone does when it comes to fighting against injustice. It would be wrong for me to do such a thing. And I concur with the Bible teaching where it says, "Judge not, lest ye be judged." I am in no moral or any type of position to judge anyone about anything that they do. However, I do believe I have the right to make a slight critique, or what we call a constructive critique, in those actions as an adult. My first teacher, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, taught us, when dealing with an enemy, teach your children to fight against injustice. Teach your children to recognize and know who the enemy is. And if the baby only has a bottle, teach your baby to throw that bottle at the enemy. Not at yourself, but at our enemies. This NFL, this kneeling, this protest, in fact, protested and marching, but we're going to just direct our attention right now to this NFL kneeling. And I admire, and it is a wonderful thing that one would subject themselves to being in protest against an injustice. However, we are adults. And as an adult, we must stop playing these games. The reality is, things of this nature is a joke. Things of this nature is playing games. Why do you say that, Soul Brother number one? I am Soul Brother number one. This is the Realities Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the Mighty One, Angel Snubbed Up 7, of course. Why do you say that this NFL protest is playing games? I want to give you an example. I believe it was the boycott in Montgomery, Alabama in the late 50s, early 60s. I forgot exactly what the date was. The Montgomery boycott, which the citizens, the dark-skinned citizens, the people of Seoul, was tired of going to the back of the bus, treated like a fifth-class citizen, humiliated. That's what it was, humiliation, being degraded. So they decided to boycott the bus company, and they refused to ride the bus, period. Now, the difference between the NFL kneeling protests and the Montgomery boycott is that the NFL, you're dealing with people who are millionaires who basically are not losing nothing. In the Montgomery boycott, there were those who lost their jobs. There were those who suffered. There were those who perhaps was killed. They had to find ways to take care of themselves. Many, instead of riding the bus, of course, they walked. And the government in Montgomery, or was it Birmingham, Alabama? I believe it was Montgomery, Alabama. Oh, my history is so messed up nowadays. But the government, the local government, actually used the police to harass those who were giving each other rides in their personal automobiles. The difference between that boycott and this NFL protest is that none of these millionaires are suffering anything except dislike from certain fans or whatever. In fact, it's such a glorious thing that even some of the owners don't mind. That's their right. They can go ahead and do that. Ha ha ha. I don't mind these protests. The reason why the owners say that is because it does not stop the game. If it stopped the game, it's a whole different ball game. So eventually, the city, the bus company, was wore down, and it was business as usual, and the dark-skinned people were able to get on the front of the bus and all like that. The problem is, you won a battle, but you did not win the war, because Jim Crow was still in effect. You did not stop. But see, this is our problem. We do things, but we're not in it for the long haul until the war is over. The NFL protest is nothing but a sign of a small battle. But the war is far from being won because we don't want to do what it takes to win the war. Those in Montgomery, those who were participating in the boycott, were ready to go or do what needed to be done. However, the leadership, we had got tired and they stopped. The NFL, these men who are in the NFL, they have plenty of money. They don't have to worry about nothing. They have plenty of money. The only thing they have to do is don't play the game. They're going to play the game because they want more money. They are not suffering. They are not catching hell like those who participated in the boycott. Because I guarantee you, if they just don't play the game, it'll be a whole different scenario. In fact, even the NFL, even the little protests that they are doing, it gets some Caucasian people very upset. What the hell is going on here? These Negroes, they are being very unpatriotic. Damn it, get on the field. Sarah, can you believe these Negroes? What? They're not even going to play at all. What the hell? What the hell is up? Sarah, Lucy, Charlie, I'm not going to participate in this NFL no more. First, they let the Negroes, they don't respect the flag, and now the Negroes don't want to play the game at all. I am so sick of it. That gets them more upset than anything, because this nation rallies around sport and play. They want to be entertained just like they used to be entertained on the slave plantation. So after all the slaves do the work, on the weekend when they might give you a break, you get Hitler and you get the slaves, or back in Roman time, on the weekends, whatever, after all the people have been doing their work, you gather the citizens together and you go to these arenas and you watch people kill each other. In football, you got these men weighing 200, 300, 400 pounds smashing into one another. It's exciting. They giving themselves brain hemorrhages and all like that. And you going in and the crowd goes wild and look how that buck can run. It's all entertaining for them. Lynching also was entertainment for them. They would have a barbecue and fried chicken, and Caucasian people eat watermelon. They would have watermelon and fried chicken and biscuits, and they would find somebody that looked like me. Oh wow. Matter of fact, you do know that a vast majority of the lynchings was done to brothers and sisters who were business owners. They just didn't really want to just hang and lynch and torture ordinary nobodies. They wanted to stop the progress of dark-skinned people in this nation, so they would hang the soul sister business owner, the soul brother business owner, those who were actually participating, making us as a people independent. Those were the dangerous ones. And nothing really has changed right now to this day. It's the same attitude. It's the same crap going over and over again. And they want to blame me. You're part of the division. You're part of the hatred. This hatred, this division was going on way before I was born, way before my mother was born, way before my grandmother was born. I am a victim trying to get the hell out. A victim trying to solve a problem that you actually enjoy. And so now you have so many who have voted for President Donald Trump because Donald Trump promised we need to go back to the good old days when you could just grab a Negro and lynch him and didn't have to worry about it. So right now in the city of St. Louis area, going on almost 3 weeks, you have protests because you have police officers still murdering people outright. It does not make any difference if you have a video. You see with your own eyes. You see with your own eyes what happened to this young man, regardless to what he's supposed to be accused of or what Rodney King was accused of. You can have videotape. It makes no difference. When your oppressor, when they see it, I don't see he didn't do nothing wrong. All they did was kill a Negro. That's the problem. They don't see nothing wrong. Oh man, Susie, I wish we could go back to the good old days. So the NFL protest really is a joke. And actually, if you go back, excuse me, if you go back even to the Montgomery boycott, that was a joke because you thought you just did enough to win a battle, but it's a long way before the end of the war. You need to come correct or you don't need to come at all. In the soul community, it's called perpetrating a fraud, faking the funk. That's all the NFL protest is doing. Y'all just faking the funk. If you don't want to bring it real, if you don't want to come correct, your ass just need to just go ahead and play football and stop all that dumb stuff and give these devils what they want. Be a damn entertainer slave. Give them what they want. If you don't want to do it right. If you don't want to do it right, don't do it at all. Because really, it's embarrassing. Because as far as they're concerned, you're nothing but a clown. And that's the way you're going to be treated, like a clown. But if you make them take you serious, I guarantee you, It'll be a whole new vibe will be going on. I want to make something very clear. And that is this platform, this ministry, it stands and it represents the liberation of an oppressed people. That's what this rostrum stands for. I am not interested really in what you believe. You can believe that a monkey is God. You can believe a head of cabbage is a prophet. You can believe whatever you want. However, we will have a conflict of interest if your head of cabbage, if your monkey God interferes with your connection, your participation in the liberation of the people that we are born from. That's the problem I have with religious dogma or religious text or religious rhetoric, is that belief becomes divisive and it keeps oppressed people from the unification they need in order to relieve themselves of the wounds and the hurt and the pain, the suffering that they have garnered from living among an oppressor now going on 500 years, to the point where they find that it is better to be oppressed than actually wanting. You can't even suggest a separation from an open enemy. This is how bad it has gotten, that we have now grown to the point this new generation have grown to love the life of being in a cage. But then it's understanding, I can understand that, because being incarcerated, being in a cage, that is all these know. It is not like a person who was free and then you go to jail. You can't wait for the day that you leave behind bars. However, if you was born in jail and have only known prison, or you have been in prison for so long, you don't know what freedom is anymore, then you develop a brand new, different mentality. And this is why, or what some people in the so-called black conscious community, even they themselves cannot see and understand their own behavior, why you don't have the energy, why you don't have the tenacity to do what it takes to get up out of this condition, is because you become institutionalized. You have never known a life outside of living with your oppressor. You've never been free. So you don't understand those who talk about, I want to be free. Free. I'm perfectly fine. I have a $500,000 house. I have 2 or 3 degrees on the wall. I have hot and cold running water. I mean, come on. I get to go see the new Star Wars movie next week. What the hell? What you mean freedom? You can't get no more free than this. We don't understand what freedom is because we've never experienced it. If we knew what freedom really was, all these things, the celebrity of being a movie star, the celebrity of being a high-class singer, or the fame and the houses and the cars and all these things that the oppressor allow us to play with in his playpen, we will look at things much more differently. But since we've never lived a life where we have been only dependent upon ourselves and being able to control our own destiny in life, then there's a problem and there's a conflict with those with religious differences and those who simply satisfied and comfortable in the oppression. I don't know what you're talking about. What you mean separate from the white man? It's all right. We're just going to march and change some of the laws. It'll get better. Why don't you shut up and go sit down, Negro? This is the mentality that we face day in and day out. But I'm not shocked. But in order to liberate a people, this mentality must be dealt with. So if a mentality is against the rise, the liberation of an oppressed people, or a religious or spiritual belief is a detriment to that rise of that oppressed people, then we're going to have a problem. Because other than that, I don't care if you want to live with races. I don't care whether or not you believe in Jesus or Muhammad or Buddha or whatever, the head of cabbage, who cares? The problem begins when it interferes and you want to interfere with those who understand what freedom is and they wish to make a move and you want to try to hold them back. Let them go. If you're not interested, shut your damn mouth, go on about your business, and leave those who want to seek a better life. And who knows, freedom might not be better. But one thing is for sure, I don't want to be under this. And you should not want your children to be born in what is clearly a jail. Now, listen. There are those who believe because they believe. They say that is a fact. No, brother. I know. I know that there's a spirit world. No, you don't know. Because to know means it's a fact. To know means you can easily prove it, and you cannot. To know means that it is real. And if it's real, anybody in this reality can experience the same thing that you can in some form or matter. Maybe not to the high degree of spirituality you have, but we should be able to connect some kind of way if it's part of reality. It's real as far as your experience is concerned. There are some experiences I care not to experience. I don't care nothing about getting drunk and getting high. I don't care nothing about putting pieces of steel through your nose and through your lips and those type of things. I don't care to experience. I see those things, but also at the same time, I don't have to get drunk. I can observe you. So if you are in some connection to the spirit world, I should be able to observe you and see that something here is going on. Well, brother, see, I have my reality and you have your reality. There's no such thing. I don't have a reality. You don't have a reality. Reality is not separate. Reality is the same. Either it's real or it's fake. Reality is you and I both need to breathe oxygen in order to live. We need to consume some type of food in order to live. If you don't have these things, both of us will die. And your spirit world is not well, you'll be going to the spirit world. And that's a fact. If you tell me that you know about the world of water, and then you bring me a fish, then what can I say? Where you get this fish from? Out of the water. I went to the world of water, to the ocean. Oh, and you got the river. And got you okay, and you got your fish. I can see. I went to the world of bakeries, of baking. And then you bring me some cookies and some cake. I said, okay. Now, I don't know nothing about baking. I don't know nothing about fishing. But you went to the world of water and got yourself a fish. And you went to the world where they bake baking cookies and things, and you brought me some cookies. Now, you say or claim that you have some connection to the spirit world. Show me the spirit. I'm waiting. 10, 9, 8. You're not going to be able to show me the spirit because there's no such world. There's no such thing in our reality. It's something that you believe in, something that you want to believe in, that you're forcing your brain to accept. It does not exist. I don't have to force my brain to accept the fact that you got a fish or you brought me some cookies. I don't have to, but you have to force your brain. You have to trick your brain in order to accept this spirit that you cannot even explain. The brain is your vessel to perceive reality. The difference between the human brain and the brain of the fish or the zebra or the lion or these lower functioning type animals, the human brain is capable. We don't know what the human brain is capable of, but we do know that the human brain has an imaginary feature to it. You can think about something in the human brain and make it a reality. Or you can just make up some fantasy. The human brain. The human brain can be conditioned. It can be programmed to be whatever somebody wants you to be. So as soon as you're born, we're taught about Jesus. To begin the programming to make this child, to make that human brain accept something that don't exist. Talk about Muhammad, to accept something that don't exist. God that don't exist. As soon as you're born, in the society itself, as you're growing up, we are taught about these mystery gods and things that are outside the supernatural. Your brain only represents that which is natural. Anything that is supernatural is fiction. The only time you see something that is supernatural is only in fictional fantasy writings. In our reality, there's no such thing as supernatural. You don't see a tree jumping out of the ground, going from one spot to another. That's in fantasy. In fantasy, trees can uproot themselves and go to another place. Not in our reality. That's supernatural. It's not real. We're dealing with either it's real or it's fake. And again, I have no problem. You can believe whatever you want to. Don't say you know it's a fact, because it's not. You cannot prove it as a fact. It's something that you believe. It's something that you choose to force your brain to accept. The only real spirit, the only real spirituality that we know of is an emotional connection to life. That's the only real spirituality, the real spirit. And when we lose a loved one, or if we think about somebody who has passed, because the brain has been set up to connect to another life, even when that life no longer exists, the brain continues to try to connect to your mother or your father or sisters or cousins or a president that you like. Somebody, it still tries to connect because your brain, even in lower animals, the brain has been designed to connect to other life forms, even plants. So the loved one that you miss, your brain will begin to make pictures because you will never physically touch your mother or your father or cousin, the one that you love that's now deceased. You will never be able to touch them because the brain can't do that, but the brain can make pictures. And if you notice, some of these spooks and spirits, they wear clothes. What does a spook and a spirit, what does a spirit need clothes for? Somebody was telling me they saw their mother and they described the clothes. I said, where did the clothes come from? Oh, that was her favorite blouse from Kmart. So you mean to tell me in the spirit world, you got a Kmart in the spirit world? What does a spirit need clothes for? What does a spirit need shoes for? Why does the spirit appear just like you would think it should appear? These stories are made up because ancient people had a fear of death and dying. They had no knowledge of those things. And they made and manufactured these stories to bring an answer to what they did not know. Well, that's the reason why I can see these, because I'm connecting to my ancient ancestors. They believed in all that. They were wrong. They were ignorant. And I'm no different from you. I came from the church. I came from the same belief in spirits and spooks just like you do. I saw dead people in the daylight. It was not at night. I saw dead people walking around. Sometimes at night, but I also saw ghosts and spirits during the day, just like you do. They were wearing clothes. I never thought about it. They were wearing jackets, shoes, the same shoes I remember the dead person was wearing. I remember the shoes and the coats, and I did not question that. But now my mind is liberated. My mind has been deprogrammed from all that type of stuff. I no longer see spirits. I no longer have a will to connect to the spirit world because I know it does not exist. And above all, like I said, I know you're going to continue. Well, I know it's real for me. The drunk that saw the pink elephant, that's real. When I was locked up in the insane asylum, those people, those delusions, as far as they was concerned, it was real. So I'm not doubting that you did not experience, but it is not real. It's something that your brain has manufactured for you to see, because we've been programmed that way, and we live in a society, and we've been surrounded by this kind of fictional fantasy storytelling and really out lies ever since we were born. Matter of fact, even before we was born, because you're getting some of your programming from your mother before you were even born, because she was programmed the same way. And so now you see the same ghost like your mama do, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. And to bring this to conclusion, you have a connection to the spirit world, and all the ancient people had this connection to the spirit world. What did they do for you? When the Caucasian people went into Africa or wherever they went to and conquered these people, they conquered your spirits also. What did these dead folk, what did the spirit world do for you in your world? Nothing. So the only thing talking about spirits do is bring us entertainment. Oh man, I saw a spirit. I'm connected to another world. It's nothing but entertainment. It's fiction. It's fantasy. That's all it could be. That's all it will ever be. But you can continue to believe in Jesus, believe in the spirit world, believe in whatever, this unknown God that has all these spirits and gods have never done nothing for you. But they are entertaining. And since you don't really want to be free, I guess enjoy being entertained. Very sad. Adult people still believe in Mickey Mouse. There's no trace left. So I will conquer you. I will shoot you in your head, put your body in a spaceship, and send your body to the moon. Nobody will ever know that you even existed. That is what some conquerors do. Now, the white man is the devil. He's the greatest murderer. He's the greatest liar. Okay, that's true. However, I'm just curious. If he's a devil, why doesn't these Europeans, why didn't they go all the way with these Africans or Haitians or Native Americans? Why didn't they just go ahead and well, in the case of Native people, there are many Native people of whom are extinct. The Europeans wiped them out. Maybe not physically wiped them out, but because of disease and other starvation and other factors, due to the actions of a conqueror, they became extinct. Now, during World War II, Japan and Germany clearly was the enemy. The white man is the devil. How come this Caucasian, these Europeans, did not just take over those lands, Japan and Germany? They were conquered nations. Why didn't they do that? They are devils, you know. So why didn't they do that? Wipe them out, and you'll never even know these people even existed. Force them to submit to a whole new reality. But they didn't. They rebuilt them. Now, of course, the question many would raise would be, well, they conquered many African nations and black people in America. They did not rebuild us. We need our reparations and blah, blah. A conqueror don't give a damn about all that. Conquerors do what they feel like. Sometimes conquerors, in one instance, will keep the women. They will keep booty or whatever. But then in another instance, they would just wipe you out and make you extinct. But if the white man, like y'all say, if he's a devil, why didn't they do that? I wonder about that myself all the time. Since he is a devil, remember? And if he's a devil, why are you expecting justice? Why are you expecting some kind of mercy from somebody that you call a devil? I don't understand your way of thinking. Now, if this Caucasian people, I'm not talking about individuals, because I know there are Caucasian individuals, even small groups. They think like this. Going back to chattel slavery, the people of soul. This is what, now if this I don't understand. I'm trying to understand the mindset of this conqueror, because I know if it was me, I'm going to pretend I am a European, Caucasian, American devil. That's what I am. I'm proud of it. You can call me a devil. So what? Big deal. We're going back to when the slaves were first released. Now, if it was up to me, this is what I would have done, being the devil that I am. I would have killed all of us, all y'all black folks. You wouldn't be here to talk about black power, soul power, black conscience, black liberation. You wouldn't be around because I would have killed all of you. I'm going to say that again because I'm pretending right now I'm the devil white man, this European that y'all said have all this evil in his heart. Me, myself, if I was a devil, European, Caucasian, pink, white man, whatever, I would have killed all black folks. I would have sent all black faces out of this country. You would be forced. I would have put y'all in ships. I don't care if it took 50 years. I would have put you on ships, sent you to Liberia or wherever. I would put you on a volcano. As long, I don't know where you're going, but you got to get the hell out of here. You don't want to be a slave. That's over. You're never going to be a free citizen. You're never going to be equal citizen. I don't like you anyway. I hate your guts. You got to get the hell out of here. That's my mentality. I would have thrown all the black. And if you didn't want to leave, I would have started killing you. Simple as that. Murdering all of you, every black face. And killed every white face that was hiding you somewhere. That's the devil mind. 1000%. But that's the mind of a conqueror. But this conqueror chose to spare your life. And now, since this conqueror has spared the lives of the Negro, the African Americaners, whatever you want to call yourself, now he has this problem. Every time you turn around, black folks versus white folks versus black, all this garbage every day. But if the only thing these people had to do was send us out, send our ass, make them leave. If they didn't want to leave, kill them outright. They would not have this problem. Protesting police brutality, Black Lives Matter, all that would not even exist because you would not be here. Period. That is what a devil would do. That is what a real conqueror would do. Conquerors don't play games. Right now, you living in a position where somebody has decided to play this game. Well, I know we should get rid of them. I know maybe we should just murder them. You have to look at it from a political point of view. If we murder them outright, we will look bad in the eyes of the world, and we cannot develop allies to do other stuff that we want to do. So it's sort of political too. How you want to look in the eyes of other Europeans and other people around the earth. That's the only reason why you were spared. That's the only reason why we were spared. But now you have this big problem. I'm the most powerful country on the planet anyway. I would have murdered. I would have forced these black folks out of my country, period. And as time goes on, the other nations, y'all just need to get over it. This was a personal problem, had to deal with it. And so now, if these Caucasians, if these pink people had done what I'm talking about, there would be no civil rights movement, no Nation of Islam, no Black Panther Party. None of that stuff would exist. None of it. But now they dealing with this problem going on and on and on, never ending. You can't even enjoy, as a conqueror, you can't even enjoy the things that you lied and you stolen, the things that you lied for and you stole for. You can't even enjoy them in peace because you got all this other garbage going on. Should have gotten rid of Negroes a long time ago. So you dealing with a conqueror that actually have some type of mercy, but he's a devil. How can he have mercy and he's a devil? Do you understand what a conqueror really is? Do you understand what somebody with a devil mind? Do you really understand what a devil really is? Because clearly, if you are here talking this bull crap, they can't be too much devils allowing you to do that in their house. Because I know I wouldn't. I would have shut you up with all that black power, white man is a devil crap. I would have shut your mouth up a long time ago. So let's keep it real.